Good evening and welcome to the Ghana TV9 News Bulletin for Friday, September 12, 2025. I'm Madana Doric. In the headlines tonight, President Ali unveils new permanent secretaries as government pushes digital transformation. Norton bows out. APN new leader rules as another presidential run. Relationship between Guyana and Mexico supported by mutual respect and active cooperation, says Prime Minister. President Ali confers medals to joint service members following outstanding elections performance. Suicide kills people, people don't kill themselves, says Dr. Leslie Ramsamy. APNU reveals 12-member parliamentary team led by Terence Campbell. And after the flames, always some survivors cope with loss. Government and neighbors rally to help rebuild. Now for the news in depth. President Irfan Ali launches second term with economic diversification, infrastructure and accountability priorities. More from Faith Sani.
President Irfan Ali has officially commenced his second term, emphasizing a vision to strengthen Guyana's economy through diversification. Key sectors identified for growth include oil and gas, world-class tourism, a thriving blue economy, competitive manufacturing and knowledge, and ICT-based industries. The administration plans to build on foundations laid during the first term, ensuring continuity in national development strategies. Infrastructure development remains a cornerstone of the government's plan, with major projects such as the Berbice River and Quarantine River bridges, expansion of the Demawaro Harbor Bridge, construction of economic zones, and a deep water harbor aimed at opening new markets and boosting regional connectivity. Energy projects are also a major focus, including the establishment of a second gas-to-energy plant in Region 6. In addition, the government intends to decentralize economic growth, ensuring that benefits from oil and gas and other sectors reach regions beyond Georgetown. Programs such as cash transfers, home ownership initiatives, and expanded medical and engineering education in multiple regions are aimed at improving the quality of life and increasing access to opportunities for citizens across the country. President Ali has pledged strong accountability measures, including a dedicated anti corruption unit and strict enforcement, requiring officials to declare personal assets. The administration has set a high standard for performance and results, signaling no vacations from governance priorities in the next 5 years. Attention now turns to the appointment of the full cabinet, which is highly anticipated as the next step in implementing these ambitious plans. Paige Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
One day after a devastating fire in Alboy left dozens homeless, the victims are now trying to piece their lives back together. Last night, many of them spent their first night in a temporary shelter as government agencies and community members stepped in to provide relief. Call neighbors reported how survivors are coping in the aftermath.
The fire is over, but for more than 30 families displaced, the battle has only just begun. Survivors of Thursday's inferno in Albice Town are now coming to grips with the reality of losing everything and trying to chart a way forward. More than 24 people spent last night at the Six-Head Lewis Gym, which has been converted into a temporary shelter by the Civil Defense Commission. Here, mattresses, food, and clean water are being provided, giving the displaced at least some comfort as they try to recover from the shock. Government officials, including Home Affairs Minister Robson Ben and Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgel, visited the affected families, assuring them that support will continue. The Minister of Home Affairs has also deployed equipment to clear away debris from the site of the fire, both to restore access and to begin the process of recovery. But beyond the official support, there's a deep sense of loss that words can hardly capture. Residents describe the fire as a nightmare that stole not just their belongings, but precious memories. Several residents were inconsolable at the scene of the fire and explained what transpired.
When the fire started? Fire started, she see the fire. She the person that see the fire, tell me.
Fire, fire, fire. We had a call up for our neighbor. Oh, pick your money. We had a call up for our neighbor. We had a for our neighbor. Where's the way up our name? No laugh, I saw the seven come around here. No, when they come around, they come with no we call up
Sleeping when the people come and take down the door. Bang, 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 one. We friendly society. But I know them all, them are enough kids and all. When they come around the door and them leave answer them. So, bang, bang. For the third time I hear about 3 or 4 people. I say, nah, this looks serious. And then I do so with me. When I run out, they tell me, hey, you gotta move your bus. That's right by the bus. That's right there the fire starts from.
Where? Right with this?
Right there on the ground there.
Yeah, with the
and the bus was right there.
Yeah.
Good. There the fire starts from. And me bus was right there, so me bus. I run out there, come out there, come out there, bus. Take up the bus. By the time I come out, they remove the bus, and take the floor. Move the bus, I try to come for the function. By the time I come on back, I can't even. Thank God. The grave done thing. I decided to go and see what I can save. The clothes, whatever.
Were you able to save anything at all?
All I could have retrieved is my documents.
A lot of things, because I now starting life and only the other day I start buy certain things, me TV, me chair set and chest to draw and everything is left in the heart when then everything gone down the drain for me.
This is what remains of businessman Mohammed Din's properties here at James Street, Albaistown. This is one of 3 properties that was completely destroyed by a fire that gutted through the Albaistown area on Thursday afternoon. Over 30 families are now homeless and hoping for some assistance.
Me. And normally Albaistown always got a little scene, you know, people making a set of night. So I hear the nights and I ignore the nights. So after then I hear, you know, fire. So I come to the room now and I push through the window, and I see the yard, my neighbor, got a whole building in the yard there. And I see it in flame. So I say, nah, this is serious something. I say, if that flame catch on me building, this whole block will sweep down. So I just pick up a shot of pan, pouch with the passport and documents, and I just walk out the place. And I walk out the place down there, the fire catch on me building now. Then after he catch on that building, then he catch on in the middle of another building, and then he says.
Neighbors who escaped the blaze have already begun stepping in, offering clothing, food, and comfort to those who lost it all. And while there is pain, there is also resilience, as families lean on each other to endure this difficult moment. The fire itself broke out just after midday on Thursday, gutting 5 homes and displacing around 30 residents. Preliminary assessments put the damages in the millions. Fire officials are still working to determine the cause.
Government's support is the hope that this businessman and these persons who were living in these properties can now rebuild and recover. Reporting for the Ghana TV9 News, Calvin Abrams.
President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali has announced a new slate of permanent secretaries as his administration accelerates plans to modernize government services and drive results-oriented governance in his second term. Here is Pete Sadney.
At a high-level meeting with permanent and deputy permanent secretaries today, President Ali laid out his vision for a fully digitized public service built on efficiency, transparency, and customer-focused delivery. He made it clear that reliability and timeliness must become non-negotiable pillars of government operations. As part of the sweeping changes, 4 senior officials have been tapped to lead critical ministries: Sharon Rupchan-Edwards, Ministry of Foreign Affairs; Roger Rogers, Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce; Duan Elias, Ministry of Agriculture; and Dr. Erica Fort, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. The head of state stressed that these appointments mark only the beginning of a broader reshaping of the public sector leadership. More announcements of permanent secretaries and senior government officials are expected in the coming days. Ali's message to the new appointees was clear: his government intends to move swiftly, and the success of its digital transformation will depend on strong leadership, accountability, and a laser focus on serving the people. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
Aubrey Norton, who led a partnership for national unity APNU into Guyana's 2025 elections, where he suffered historic defeat, has announced he will not seek the presidency again, declaring it is time for fresh blood to take charge. More in this report.
Leader of the People's National Congress Reform and leader of a Partnership for National Unity, Aubrey Norton, will not be returning to the National Assembly. His announcement came during a press conference today, Friday.
I will preside over the party and ensure that I put the mechanisms in place so that by the time we arrive at the next elections, we are well structured, we will be ready, and the new blood in the party will take over the party. I hope that is an indication that I have no intention of running for the presidency in the future.
APNU suffered a devastating loss in the September 1, 2025 elections. A newcomer to politics swept APNU aside in the process, winning regions once considered impregnable. The party also lost its place as a major party in the parliamentary opposition. Norton addressed the issue of cooperation between the parliamentary opposition parties.
We are ready to cooperate with any group to ensure that there is transparency and accountability in the management of our affairs. We have made it clear during the campaign that we want to see integrity in public life, and where it's necessary, we will cooperate.
Norton was adamant that the elections weren't free and fair. He blamed the Guyana Elections Commission for this.
You cannot have a free and fair elections with an election commission that is biased and a chairman that is biased. So to me, going forward, we need a proper independent commission. I have no doubt that there were a lot of irregularities and illegalities in these elections, and a lot of it can be placed squarely at the feet of GCOM. So I think that there's a need for total change as it relates to the Elections Commission.
He accused the chairperson of bias.
The problem at present is that the chairman has become an arbiter, and therefore it is the will of the government alone, because the chairman votes with the government. And we are where we are.
Police are investigating the alleged murder of 38-year-old gold miner Mark Ben at Big Maramarabat Dam, Peruni River on 11 September. The 41-year-old excavator operator Dexton Agrian has been arrested. Reports indicate Ben and Agrian had been drinking at the local shop when an argument erupted. Agrian allegedly attacked Ben with a 13-inch knife, killing him. Agrian told police he cannot remember exactly what happened due to drinking. The weapon has been recovered and investigations continue. On Thursday, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Dr. Irfan Ali conferred the Joint Services Medal on several officers and ranks in recognition of their outstanding service during Operation Texas, the national security operations conducted in connection with 2025 general and regional elections. Colin Abrams has more.
Extending gratitude to the men and women in uniform, the President on Thursday conferred medals to some of the men and women of the joint services for their steadfast commitment and dedication to national security following the September 1 general and regional elections. The awards honored several men and women who safeguarded polling stations, patrolled communities, and maintained peace and stability between August 20 and September 8, 2025.
The peaceful and orderly conduct of our most recent elections was not an accident or circumstance. It was a direct result of planning, vigilance, discipline, and the efforts of the joint services, and we cannot forget the Guyana Elections Commission, who did an extraordinary job. In this regard, I wish to extend my personal gratitude to the leadership of the joint services here today. Your foresight, your coordination, and your ability to act as one united force ensured that all contingencies were anticipated and addressed.
The President hailed the joint services for ensuring public safety at polling stations and even after E-Day.
The work you did on Elections Day was not only about that day, it was about ensuring that Guyana presents itself to the world as a stable, credible, and mature democracy. To every officer, every rank, every individual who took up duty, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. You were the embodiment of discipline and professionalism. While the nation went to the polls, you stood guard. While ballots were cast, you kept watch. While results were awaited, you maintained calm. Your service made the people's choice possible. Your vigilance made democracy visible.
Meanwhile, Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Brigadier Umar Khan, in addressing the senior officers of the discipline services and the special awardees, said despite the attempts to interfere with the electoral process in the CUNY River just before the conduct of the elections, the rank's vigilance diverted any major hindrances to the process.
By and large, Commander-in-Chief, we are sitting here this afternoon to reflect back on our operational posture. I have no doubt that in future such operations or joint operations, we will continue to operate with efficiency and bring the kind of desired service, security product to the people of Guyana.
To close the ceremony, medals were awarded to officers and ranks recognized for their outstanding dedication and service during the elections. Colin Abrams, Guyana TV9 News.
On Thursday, Prime Minister Brigadier retired Mark Phillips attended a reception alongside Ambassador of the United Mexican States to Guyana, H.E. Mauricio Vizcano Crispo, to commemorate the 215th anniversary of Mexico independence. Here is more.
During his remarks, the Prime Minister extended warm congratulations to the government and people of Mexico and expressed Guyana's continued commitment to expanding its relationship with the country. He recognized the resilient sacrifices and achievements of the Mexican people in shaping a round and enduring nation. He offered greetings to the President of Mexico, Her Excellency Claudia Sheinbaum, and shared best wishes for the country's continued progress and prosperity.
In this regard, I wish to convey through you, Ambassador, warmest congratulatory messages, warmest congratulatory greetings, to Her Excellency Claudia Sheinbaum, the government and people of Mexico, as you commemorate this historic milestone.
Prime Minister Phillips also commended Ambassador Marcio Vizcano for curating performances that showcase the vibrancy and diversity of Mexican arts and traditions, reflecting on 51 years of diplomatic engagement. He highlighted the long-standing collaboration between Guyana and Mexico across bilateral, regional, and multilateral platforms.
I would like to thank you, Ambassador, for inviting performers for what I anticipate will be very entertaining presentations, aptly reflecting the rich, vibrant cultural heritage that exists in Mexico. As a country with a rich, diverse cultural milieu, we hold in high esteem the celebration and expression of social experiences through the arts. Excellency, Guyana and Mexico have maintained strong diplomatic relations over the past 51 years. Our cooperation has extended across several sectors at the bilateral, regional, and multilateral levels.
The Prime Minister welcomed the forthcoming CARICOM Mexico Summit and emphasized Guyana's priorities in food, energy, and climate security. These areas, he said, are central to the advancement of Guyanese society and to the global development efforts.
As members of several regional mechanisms, including the CARICOM Mexico Summit, which we anticipate will be convened soon, Guyana continues to value Mexico's partnership and cooperation, even as we deepen our bilateral relations. For us as a country, our priorities remain food, energy, and climate security, as we believe these to be fundamental to the social advancement of the people of Guyana.
On economic collaboration, Prime Minister Phillips highlighted the launch of the Mexico-Guyana Chamber of Commerce during the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo earlier this year. He described as meaningful. Adana Doric, Guyana TV9 News.
As part of the ongoing Armenian Heritage Month celebrations, Members of the various tribes have gathered on the coast, transforming Sophia into a lively Amerindian village, proudly showcase their traditional foods, intricate craft, and captivating cultural performances. The other TV9's cameras were on the scene. Here is more.
The atmosphere at Sophia was a vibrant and celebratory one, filled with rich culture of Guyana's indigenous people. The air was filled with a sense of quiet, calm, and genuine warmth, with friendly faces greeting visitors. One woman from the Arawak tribe greeted the public in her native language.
My name is Elizabeth from Morocco Bay. And dito Mercotari Loco Wako Borojako. Yeah. Why halaka be one dente to heritage be ba iwa be halikaro.
And can you tell us what that means now?
Huh? I said I'm happy. Every year, once a year, and the Iwa is a year. Bara Iwa nama.
As Ghana TV9 cameras toured the Amerindian village, they were greeted by a stunning display of indigenous foods and craft work. Exhibitors filled with pride were eager to share the stories behind their creation and what they had for sale. Our cameras captured a snapshot of the cultural richness and diversity on offer, with vendors providing unique insights into their products and traditions.
They are, well, here we have the chicken tuma, which is the cassava water and chicken, basically. Same here, which is the fish, but this is lukanani. Yeah, the lukanani fish. It's the same way as the cassava water and the fish, basically. And here's the bush cow. They all make the same way, just do the cassava water and you add the meat or chicken, whatever to it.
Two of Ghana TV9's reporters also took the opportunity to sample some of the indigenous drinks on offer.
I'm going to be holding on to my big green bowl over here, but Faith is going to also be trying the fly for the first time as well, and she's going to give us her thoughts.
Okay, guys, so this one tastes a bit better actually. I really like the taste of the fly. So it has like a sweet flavor to it. It's very savory. You can feel it touching you in your soul when you taste it. So this definitely takes the table.
What would you rate the fly?
I would rate it like a 7.5 out of 10. It tastes really great.
And what about the kasiri?
The celebration, which honors Ghana's Amerindian people, runs throughout September with a diverse calendar of events. These activities include moonlight, fashion, and art shows, among many others, ensuring a month-long showcase of their rich culture and traditions. Dana Dor, Ghana TV9 News.
A Partnership for National Unity APNU has named 12 members of parliament who will represent the coalition in the 13th Parliament, with businessman Terence Campbell set to lead the team in National Assembly.
The announcement was made on Friday by APNU Chairman and List Representative Aubrey Norton, who said the lineup reflects the coalition's push for accountability, governance reform, education, and community empowerment. The mix includes seasoned legislators and new faces. Returning MPs Coretta MacDonald, A.A. Garnish Mahipal, and Honorable Nima Natasha Flubes will be joined by political activist Dr. David Hines, attorney Dr. Dexter Todd, Linden Mayor Sharma Solomon, entrepreneur Saiku Andrews, youth advocate Reyes Zakir Rupnarayan, media executive Sharad Avery Duncan, and PNCR Vice Chairman Vinci Roy H. Jordan.
Members of Parliament representing us in the 13th Parliament: Jaretta Finance, Ganesh Mahipal, Nima Flubes, Saiku Andrews, Reyes Rupnarayan, Dexter Todd, Sharma Solomon, David Hines, Coretta MacDonald, Vince Roy Jordan, Terence Campbell, and Sherrod Duncan. Also identified the persons to represent us at the regional level for all the regions. That has been signed off and it's on its way to the relevant authorities.
Norton described the slate as a blend of experts Norton described the slate as a blend of experience, activism, and professional experts, one he believes can vigorously champion the interests of the Guyanese people inside and outside Parliament. Adana Dora, Guyana TV9 News.
And finally, in tonight's newscast, former Minister of Health and current advisor to the Ministry of Health, Dr. Leslie Ramsamy, has highlighted community programs, the Gatekeeper School Initiative, expanded mental health services, and other prevention efforts as key contributing factors for the significant progress made in eliminating suicide locally.
Dr. Leslie Ransamy stressed that changing the national narrative around suicide has been a key contributing factor in the inroads that Guyana has made in suicide reduction in recent years. Suicide kills people, people don't kill themselves, he said, underscoring the importance of recognizing mental health as a critical factor in prevention.
Suicide kills people. People don't kill themselves.
Thanks to initiatives like the Gatekeepers program, the 2022 Suicide Prevention Act, and expanded mental health services, Guyana continues to see a steady decline in suicide deaths, dropping from some of the world's highest rates in the 1990s to just 113 cases in 2024. Dr. Ransamy credited this progress to efforts such as taking mental health services beyond the national psychiatric hospitals into everyday health centers and hospitals, as well as national campaigns to change the narrative around suicide and increase awareness.
In the 1990s and 1980s, we had about 200, 250 deaths annually caused by suicide. And so in 2020, we had 147 deaths. And whilst in 2022, 23, it was around that same figure, in 2024, it fell to 113 deaths.
Dr. Ransamy urged all Guyanese to take personal responsibility in supporting suicide prevention efforts. He appealed to parents, teachers, religious leaders, social media influencers, and NGOs to help foster a culture where seeking mental health support is normalized. He expressed confidence that with collective action, the country can work toward the total elimination of suicide. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
And that's all for tonight's news bulletin. I'm Adana Dora. Thank you for watching.